This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
By talking about that, and then 3 days in, a lot of work that has already been done, a lot of work to do. Guys are working hard, as you can see out there, and a long way to go. Excited about the guys that we have here and the intentions that they bring every day, the attitude that they're preparing with, what they're trying to accomplish each day. We couldn't ask for more than what we're getting right now. So a lot of mistakes to clean up, a lot of things to get better at, but I like where we're at.
Josh, Sam Gordon here, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Could you share with us how the workout with Colin went yesterday and what he could bring to this ball club potentially?
Yeah, I won't. Just a standard procedure. We won't only talk about the people that are on our team. I mean, Dave and his staff have worked out tons of guys, this spring, and we really don't make comments about the evaluations that we made or what they look like, what they didn't look like, strengths and weaknesses, those kind of things. They're kind of private, obviously, for us as we look at things to try to make decisions to make the team better. And if players are added to the team, then obviously we'll talk about them at that point. But I respect the question 100%. I understand, but that's kind of what we'll stick to.
Why did you want to bring him in for a workout?
We brought in tons of people for workouts, and if there's an opportunity to improve the team, we said it from day one that we would look at every opportunity, and he's not the first player that we looked at, not the last one. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come in and out of this building and have an opportunity to make an impression. And like I said, the evaluations we make are kind of private for us, and if we make a decision to add somebody to the team, then we'll do it.
Josh, you've been given a ton of information to your team with new offenses, new defenses. How are they assimilating and grasping it? Are you pleased where they're at? Would you talk about that process?
Yeah. I'd say the wheel's spinning pretty good right now, and that's just the nature of this time of the year. The hours are a little restricted, so there's less you can do in terms of meeting times and those kind of things. So the mornings are kind of power packed in terms of information flow. They're doing a great job of trying to stay up with the information. And they're learning a new language, quite honestly, in each phase of the game. So whenever that's the case, the first thing you have to do is really start to understand the verbiage. One word can tell a lot of people a lot of things. Whether we're given the calls or we're guys, getting the calls, there's a lot that can happen. So we know there's a lot of variables on each play. Like I said, there's a lot of mistakes, but that's how we get better, from going out and just trying to compete the way that we can compete now, which is not really physical, but the mental part of it. There's stress out there. We added the music today to simulate some noise that just made the communication that much harder. But like I said, the intention, the effort, the attitude we have is tremendous, and a long way to go before we can really say we got it and we understand everything. But after 3 days of this, I'm pleased with kind of where we're headed.
Can you talk about Kolton real quick? I mean, obviously his play speaks for himself at this point, but whether it's a ceiling or scratch the surface, what have you learned from him in the time you've been here?
Yeah, he's one of our best workers. There's no doubt about it, and you can see why he has improved each year that he's been in the National Football League. He puts a lot of time and effort into it in the facility. He works really hard in the weight room. He's in great condition. He studies hard. So, in order to be really good in this league, there's a lot of things you got to do well. And Colton gives a great effort every day at everything that he's responsible for. He's got things we've identified already that he can improve on, and he's working hard to try to do that, and we'll continue to work that way as we go into training camp. But he's got a great attitude, a great approach every day. He's got an improvement mindset. Each time he walks in the building, he's here early and he stays late. And in order to be a really good football player in this league, you got to do some of those things. And Colton's a great leader for us. Brings a lot of others along with him, which is great. Affects his teammates in a positive way.
Josh, Alex Leatherwood got a lot of snaps at tackle. Is that kind of the plan initially for him right now?
Yeah, we're we've been moving them around a little bit. Each one of the guys up front, we've got some guys playing center and guard. We've got some guys playing on the right side and the left side. We've got some guys playing tackle and guard. So, there was a little bit more of a focus of that today for him. But, ultimately we're going to try to figure out who the best five are that can give us the best chance of success every play. And he's certainly working his butt off right now to try to give us the right stuff wherever we put him. And today it so happened, like you said, it was more at right tackle. So I like his attitude. I like what he's doing. I like that whole group just works. They come to work every day. They don't really say a whole lot, and they grind it out. So pleased with the effort that they're giving us. And again, we're asking a lot of some of those guys in terms of moving because that gives us an opportunity to evaluate multiple people alongside other people. We don't want them to get into a habit of this is the only guy that I'm ever going to play beside, because there's a lot of things that those two people or three people have to talk about, and a lot of words that mean things to him. So, he's doing a good job. We false started once today, but I mean that's going to happen when we hit the noise.
I was going to ask you about that. You mentioned some mistakes; those were inevitable this time of year. But saw some guys running some laps. Is that just drawing a line and saying, "Hey, there's accountability"? I
would say they were probably just as responsible for that, wanting to do that, because it wasn't a good period, and they know that. I'm not going to be out there cracking a whip on that. I mean, if it's not we're not doing the right things in a football game, there's going to be some consequences, and usually they're negative. And so I think they understand the concept of that. We don't play well, we don't practice well, ultimately that's going to lead to bad results. So weren't having a very good period. It's very sloppy, lacked communication, lacked some detail. And so, try to get it back, and thought they rallied a little bit as practice went on, did a better job of communicating and kind of, righted themselves offensively, and sometimes that stuff can happen.
Do you see self-policing like that from your perspective when the players take it upon themselves to hold themselves accountable like that? How's that?
That's what you want. That's what you want ultimately. I certainly, there's an element of direction and those kind of things, but when they understand what the standard is and they realize that they're not living up to it, that means you got them, thinking the right things, and if there's anything I can say about this group, I think they believe in, themselves, their teammates, what they're doing, how they work, and they want to put their best foot forward every day. And so when they don't, I think they recognize that, and they know they can do better, and they will.
Josh, Derek is obviously your guy. You guys gave him the massive contract extension, but given the Kaepernick's popularity and all the attention that comes with this, do you have to give Derek a heads up and say, hey, going to bring him in for a workout? Is there any conversation there?
I think Derek's pretty comfortable with where he's at. I think he knows who he is for us, and he knows how I feel about him, how we feel about him, and I don't think that's really a big thing to Derek at this point. I think he knows this is his football team, and and he's working like it on the field, and he's leading the way that we want him to lead, and he's doing all the right things. I couldn't ask more from Derek Carr, and very pleased with what he's doing so far.
Chris, Deshaun, and then Willie. Josh, you mentioned the players being here and working hard and learning the new system and so forth. And I don't know what the percentage, 99% are here, whatever, nobody holding out. Remember, but is it partially because they got so much to learn, and if they weren't here, they'd be falling behind big time? And what are the characteristics of this team?
Yeah. I think the weather the weather's not a negative. I've been, other places where it's raining and windy and cold and all that at this time of the year. So I think a lot of guys enjoy being here. I think we have a great place to work out and train in the off season, whether that's with us or on their own here. But I think that there probably is certainly a level of urgency and excitement to gain knowledge in the system and learn the material that is going to be presented to them. And we talked about that at the very beginning. Every coaching staff in the NFL, every coaching staff in college and high school, you have to have some language. That's the only way that we can communicate with each other. And so our staff happens to know the language that we know. It doesn't mean it's right for everybody. Doesn't mean it has best. It's the best. It just is what we know. And so they understand that we're trying to teach them that language and so that they can use it and be productive. So I'm excited. Like I said, we haven't had perfect attendance. That's, it's a voluntary part of the offseason. We understand that. But excited probably doesn't do it justice in terms of, us being eager to coach the guys that are here every day. Looking forward to pouring into them, every single day that we have the opportunity to work with them. You could see their spirit and attitude today. I mean, they're out there working. I mean, what is it, 94, 95 degrees, whatever it is. They didn't flinch. And so I really like the spirit that we come to work with every day. We got great leadership from our leaders across the board on this football team, and they're really doing a great job of setting the bar high and pushing their teammates to try to reach it.
Josh, I saw the Colin Kaepernick's workout. You guys, this offseason, you signed Chase Garbers and Nick Mullins and traded for Jared Stidham, so you've added a lot of competition to that quarterback room. Why was that such an important point of emphasis this offseason?
I mean, there's nothing more important than that position, and so and people say, well, you got an established. We certainly do, and the next guy in line. You don't really talk about him until he's the most important guy in your organization when the starter gets hurt, and so I know there's a lot of us on the staff that have lived through some of those injuries. I certainly have experience with that, and so that's this is one of the toughest positions, if not the toughest position to play in all of sports. So to try to constantly, shuffle through and make sure that you're doing the best you can to provide competition in that room and to have guys in there that can learn and play and produce in your system with the group that we have is really an important part of any football team. And we're encouraging the competition right now. They're all competing with each other, whether it's an individual drill, a 7-on-7, a team drill. I think our football team understands that, competition is the way for each player to improve. If you're out there working on your own and there's no threat of competition, sometimes it, can get lazy and lackadaisical. And so we're trying to promote that at every spot we can, and we've got a full roster basically right now, and those guys are all out there working hard. But, the guys that we have now are learning. There's really, like I said, and you mentioned it, there's a bunch of young players in our system right now. And so each day is an opportunity for them to grow. Derek's been tremendous in terms of his ability to learn it, pick it up pretty quick. So he kind of pushes it a little bit, which is great. And then, the other guys are coming along.
Josh, to piggyback off that, because earlier you had said that the entire team, through meetings and then these first 3 days, and that they really sort of picked things up in the quarterback room with those 4 guys. Is it a big difference, comprehensive, in terms of what they've had to learn, and how pleased are you with what you've seen that they've had to sort of soak in and put it out there for the last?
You're talking about what they've had to learn before they got here?
Yeah, with the new system.
You mean before they got here? You're talking about what they've been asked about before they got here, or since we've been here? Oh, I mean, look, the young kid that, just came here after the draft, Chase is working his butt off. It's just a lot of stuff, and in college football, there's a lot of this stuff that we ask him to do that they don't really necessarily, do a lot of. So he's poured himself into it. He's grinding away every day, makes some mistakes, tries to learn from them. And Nick and Jared are both, veteran guys. They've got some experience, not a ton. But eager, smart, all of them are smart, so there's no question about that, and there's some competition, they're making some good plays, and then there's some things to learn from. So just excited about that whole group, the way they work with each other, the way they push each other, that's what we're looking for.
Time for a few more to go. Adam, Levi, and Q.
You've been in this position before, but it's been a while. Like, what does it feel to kind of be, running practice in the way that everybody has their roles, obviously, but to have your voice kind of be where it is done?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to an opportunity like this for a number of years now, and I'm so blessed to have the staff that we have and the group that we have working and the support staff that we have around me. I mean, they make my job easy. I'm just trying to keep us on schedule and on time and those kind of things. But I couldn't say enough things about the staff here. the strength and conditioning guys, the trainers, the equipment people that make this thing go. They do a tremendous job, and then our coaching staff is doing a great job. They're here real early. They're here late at night, just making sure all the information is prepared. And but I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like it's slowed down for me for sure. Doesn't mean anything at this point in time of the year. Doesn't have any bearing on what's going to happen, down the road. But definitely feel a different comfort level now in terms of understanding what my role is and how to do it better. And it's funny because when you're the coordinator, you can actually have a good period. When you're the head coach, doesn't matter who wins or loses. The head coach usually has just frustrated with somebody somehow or other. But that's part of being the head coach.
Coach, even though you had leaders on this team like Derek Carr and Maxx Crosby that were here before you, are you pleased with the way they've been able to take your vision and be able to spread it across the rest of the roster?
Yeah. It's our idea of what to do, but ultimately the culture is going to be decided by the people that do that, that take it and lead within their own part of the building, whether it's players in the locker room, coaches, the people at the top of their departments. They're the ones who are responsible, and so we just want to come in and work hard. We want to try to put the team first, and do our job and try to do everything we can to get better each day. And they're the ones that do all the hard work, So very pleased with the way that the guys are leading, the effort that they put in, the time that they put in, how much they demand of themselves, which I think you have to do before you can start pushing other people. It just speaks for itself. And then, there's a lot of players that are following the right people. So excited about this group, pleased with what they're doing so far, and still got a long way to go, and eager to see how that's going to turn out as we go through the rest of the spring.
There's a lot of competition and a lot of learning going on in the quarterback room, but how much does having Jarrett Stidham, who is familiar with your system as long as he has been in the league, how much does that help?
Yeah, anytime you change teams and go somewhere where you're familiar with that, you can kind of skip a step or two. And Jarrett is now coming into a place where he knows the terminology, which is a good thing. It doesn't mean that the performance is always going to be exactly what it needs to be, but it gives you a little bit of a leg up in terms of how quickly you can get to a point where you can function and do all those things. I think Jarrett's done a tremendous job, too, of sharing. And that's always a big thing. He's very unselfish. He's a great human being, and he's a great teammate. So coming here and being, giving with his time, whether it's Nick or Chase or Derek, just having open conversations with those guys, because he's actually been through this process with the same person, who's kind of pushing him in that direction now. So he's got a familiarity with Bo and Mick, myself, Carmen. He's heard some of the terminology. He's been in some of those meetings. He's heard the corrections. So he's been great, in terms of just being able to share information and try to improve the whole group.
Last three guys will go John, Hondo, and then Vinny.
There's a lot of curiosity if this is going to be a New England in the desert. How much operationally mirrors what you did there?
Like I said, it's hard for anybody to leave there, and I didn't know this a while ago, but it's hard for anybody to leave there and try to replicate everything that happens there, and it's probably true across the board in all the sports, and I made the mistake of trying to do too much of that the first time. I think you just got to be able to be yourself, and I think we have a good thing going in terms of the direction that we've started things in. But there's definitely the football part of it, and the belief in what the belief in how to win or lose, and some of the strategy and those kind of things. Very, very much what I know. That's all I know. But I would say the interpersonal interactions each day, the flow of the day, some of those other things that that you could choose to copy if you wanted to. We have a lot of great people, like I said, and so being able to just, give them their responsibility, they know what their roles are, and let them go do their jobs, I think is really important for me. It's really important for them to know that I support them and that I'm just here to be a resource and try to help them if I can. And if I can't, then I'm going to learn from them. So it's been great in terms of just trying to put that, into motion here. I think the players and coaches know, it's not going to be that way. I'm not Bill, and I can't be. And so I'm not going to try, and I just want to try to be myself, and hopefully I can be a good leader for our team.
Josh, you signed Chandler and Devontae, two superstars, but they come in with no ego, no prima donna, and have quickly become leaders. What's that say about their work ethic and character that the team's already following, and they've only been here a few weeks?
Yeah, they're really good people. I mean, they're great human beings, and they come in to work, and they don't presume to be treated any differently, you know. And I think that's a great thing. It speaks a lot to their teammates. They want to be one of the guys, you know, and if they do something wrong, we correct them just like we would correct someone else. You know, they don't want to be receiving special treatment, and I think that really helps the messaging, you know. And they're willing to take time with other players. They're also really two of our hardest workers, you know, so they're out there busting their butt. They're trying to learn and improve in their own role in the system, and then help others along the way. But their presence here speaks a lot to what their goals are. They want to help our team improve. They want to improve individually and try to make their units as good as they can be. And two huge acquisitions, among others. As you see, there's a lot of new people out there, obviously, that are working really hard, but really excited to coach both of those guys and see how they can acclimate, you know, as Raiders this year.
Josh, you had mentioned during the offseason the importance of getting to know Derek Carr, the person, building that human relationship. You're now getting into the football aspect of Derek Carr, and he seems like a football nerd in a lot of ways. How's that relationship going and just that interaction going from a football sense?
Great. I really enjoy him in every way. He's a great human being, and he's a really smart football player. You know, and you don't have to say it 5 times for him to get it. You know, there's a natural way he learns that is pretty easy for a coach. And he's a great leader, you know, so his teammates follow him. He's a competitive guy. He wants to do it the way you want it done, which I love that about him. He knows that I'll give him some gray, but he don't want the gray. He wants, hey, tell me exactly how you want it done. I'm going to try to do it that way. So just a great process. Really excited about the time I've got to spend with him so far, and looking forward to developing that relationship more and more as we go. A very coachable guy. Like I said, sets the bar high, here early, stays late, does everything you could ask of him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
You got it. Have a great Memorial Day.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
I was trying to write what he was saying. That's running a flash. I didn't realize that was being used for. Why are we using that one?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Let me ask about the other guys. I was planning on all
I told you. There you go. Pretty, but they're cumbersome.
I know everybody spent.
You know, and so I was more passionate about Derek Carr. I just mean it's the best.
matter. The weather, be 115, like 37 outside, don't matter. I gotta have a beanie on. It's a Miami thing for me.
Practice feel any different? New coaches, new message, new system, all that. Anything feel different out there?
Besides the weather, that's the only thing that's different right now. I mean, obviously, like new coaches, new system, everything like that. Right now, just I'm sorry, I just can't working out. I'm trying to catch my breath.
You good?
Whew. Only things new right now, man, the system, coaches, we got new faces in the building, new everything. Right now, we just, trying to put it all together, just working together, getting acclimated with the new defense, new coaching system, new everything. So that's the only thing different. And the weather, like I said, is pretty hot.
What if they kind of told you about your role and what they expect from you in this defense?
Whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a place kicker spot, low key. Can't cut the kicker. They got one job.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, I know, man, but I get fined for my job. They take money out of my pockets.
Denzel, you're a veteran, so you're used to assimilating new information, but how do you think your young teammates are coming along, and how are you helping them as a leader?
I mean, we've only been here for probably about a month right now, so everybody's, like I said, just getting acclimated right now. But these young guys, they're not young anymore, man. It's a different breed of generations coming up. I know when I was coming up, man, I needed a bunch of help with the playbook, but man, the game's just different in general, man. Just the speed, the knowledge, everything. But the young guys, like I said, man, we all just getting together right now.
Denzel, you and Devon are the only two guys.
Okay.
That
ain't gonna lie, these lights too bright up here.
Y'all only two guys that were linebackers on the roster last year that are still on the team this year. What are your thoughts on just the new guys that have come in and the makeup of the linebacker group?
Man, new team, new everything, man. Like I said, right now, just everybody just trying to get the camaraderie together. Just be on the same page. That's all we're doing right now. Can you dim this? I'm sorry. Can you dim this light, bro?
That's low as it goes.
God.
Sorry. Does it feel like a whole new team?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, new team. Like I said, just in the locker room in general, there's new faces everywhere. Every position, we brought in somebody, coaching staff, management. Everything's new. I mean, he's not new. He's the same guy, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, only thing new, like I said, is just faces in the building, man. As far as the energy and everything else goes, yeah, everything's the same to me.
Denzel, the Raiders brought in Colin Kaepernick for a workout yesterday. I'm not sure whether it signs your, regardless of that, it's been 5 years since Colin was out on the football field. Do you think he deserves a chance and deserved a chance all these years?
I ain't gonna lie, you asking the wrong person that question, because I don't pay attention to none of that stuff. So I just found out about the Kaepernick situation. Like I said, you asking the wrong person that question. Like that's a question for Josh McDaniels and all them for the answer.
Not for here, but I mean just in general. Like
seriously, wrong question to ask me. I don't pay attention to that stuff, man. What I'm worried about is sweating right now.
As you're working your way through the defense, what are some of the things that you do like about this scheme and kind of what it employs?
Oh, man. Like I said, everything's new right now, man. So it's really, just getting acclimated with the defense right now and, getting everybody on the same page right now.
What are your first impressions of Patrick Graham?
I like Coach PG. Different dude, man, but I like him a lot. Like I said, man, it's different. Everything is different, but it's a good different, though.
How different for Patrick Graham?
Just different. It's like I said, it's a good different. Y'all trying to get some answers out of me, man. It ain't gonna happen.
Denzel, last season when you were brought in, you sort of were maybe not a veteran on this team, but because you knew Gus's system. So do you feel like one of the guys that you were sort of trying to mentor and teach and bring them into the system? Because now you're, like you said, it's a new system. So do you sort of feel like that?
Somewhat. Obviously, it's going on year 8 for me, so I'm considered a veteran player. But I mean, it's a new system for a lot of people. It's a brand new start for everybody. So at the same time, I'm helping young guys out, but we're all in the same boat. I mean, I'm trying to make the 53 as well. I want my invite to training camp also.
Denzel, I know it's early, but when you see a Chandler Jones on one side and a Maxx Crosby on the other side, what are the possibilities, especially from your position as a linebacker playing with that type of talent?
You're trying to get me, man, ain't you?
Oh, okay.
Nah, I know. We got 2 great edge rushers. Pick your poison. Simple.
Anyone else have questions? All right.
Told you, real short.
Thank you. Back to the next question.
Get enough?
Get your door open, Shane.
Yeah, yeah.
Your door.
Oh.
to the left.
Colton Miller?
Colton, you guys have a new offensive line coach this year. What's it been like working with Carmen just in these early days of OTAs and obviously the mini camps that you had last month?
Coach Carmen's been great. There's a lot of new stuff to install, and he's been doing a great job explaining it, getting us on the right page. Young guys, they're trying to absorb as much as they can, and our job as old guys, we're trying to show them the ropes. It's schedule-wise, everything's a lot different now, so they're getting adjusted. They're doing great, but so far, it's been great with Carm.
As well as your career's gone so far, do you even feel like you scratched the surface, which is what McDaniels said as well, in terms of your apex and where you're going?
Man, 4 years gone by like that. It goes by quick. But I'm still trying to compete and learn and pick up, something each day. There's always something to work on. And I think that's spread out across the room. We're still young, and we're just trying to improve in as many areas as we can. We're kind of like, it's all new, new coach, new system, so we're trying to get the basics and execute as well as we can.
Colton, I know you're just starting to get to know Dylan and learn him as a young player and hang around with him, but just give us your early impressions of him, please.
Yeah, Dylan, he's a young, smart kid. He's you could tell he's absorbing. He's asking questions, and the competitiveness and individual and team period has been great. He's doing a great job as a rookie for sure.
Obviously, there's new terminology to learn, new playbook, that sort of thing. But how different is your job really from one system to another as a left tackle?
You're still blocking the end most of the time. So, and there's going to be some other things mixed in, but it is a new system. We have some new rules to learn and pick up on, and that's what we're doing.
What have you seen from Alex this offseason and kind of the adjustment process that he's had coming into the NFL?
Alex, he looks like he's leaned out and he looks good in the weight room. Good on the field. His feet look real nice. I'm excited for him.
How much did you kind of talk to him last year when he was, adjusting and going from tackle to guard and everything that he went through? Like, how much did you kind of counsel him?
Man, it's a tough job to try to learn tackle and then midseason going to the guard. So that kind of speaks on how dynamic he can be. I know he's done a ton of work in the offseason, and I'm really excited for what's to come.
Do you think there's a sense of motivation for all you guys when you keep hearing, hey, they didn't add anyone, they drafted someone, they haven't added anyone, will they be better this year? Is that a sense of motivation, or is that something you don't listen to?
I think that speaks to the competitiveness in our room. Again, we're really young. We got a lot of talent, so it should bring out the best in us, for sure.
Colton, as a veteran and a leader, but you're learning a new system, how hard is it to you be learning it and try to help bring the young guys along, which is what your style?
Yeah, no, I think it goes back to the classroom. We're all asking questions and trying to get it down, and by you asking questions, it helps out the younger guys. So, so new can be good. New, you have a lot of growth. So,
I'm sorry. What do you think about the team bringing in Colin Kaepernick for a workout?
I didn't know a whole lot about that. I can't really speak on that.
You guys all set?
Oh yeah. Does it feel? How much different does it feel? I guess in the building, like from last year. I mean, I know you guys. It was such a tight team, and you guys did what you were able to do last year. and now there's big changes, but how different does it feel like a day-to-day basis coming in here?
I feel this year during this time, I feel like there's definitely a lot more learning going on. So there's a lot of growth again. It's very competitive. Everyone's starting at the same start line. So there's a lot of competition and a lot of room to grow.
You kind of chuckled when you said old guy, but I mean, do you feel like you're
I still feel good. Fresh.
But you're young, but you haven't been around a while. Like, I guess how would you categorize yourself?
How would I categorize myself? Ooh. Okay, no, I'm just try to keep the same attitude. Try to help the guys around me, and try to bring the best out of myself each day.
I got the UFC card.
The UFC card? Oh, in Arizona? Could you ask?
You have a good time? You like the card?
Yeah. What?
Ask if you had fun.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. That was what are you referring to?
Phoenix.
The group, you had a nice group with you?
Yeah, it was cool. That was actually my first. Yeah, no, that was my first time at a UFC fight. Energy was awesome. It was very cool. So, but.
All right, thanks, Cole. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Go find Maxx for you guys now.
Hi, Simi. If you shoot anything good on your phone, will you send it to me later?
What's been your impressions of the changes and how you guys are going about your business?
Just having a different environment is always exciting. The coaches, since day one they got in here, they've had an awesome, vision for this team, and we're just all fired up, having fun and flying around out there.
How important are the off-season workouts here with new systems going in on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, it's super important. I think this is the time of the year where you're getting reps constantly. You're getting new looks at everything. So we're just trying to get more comfortable, learn the playbook, and just improve every single day.
Max, you guys have gotten a chance to start working with Patrick Graham, and I know he's known for being multiple up front. Now that you got the chance to work in it for a little bit, how can that help you guys, keep opposing offenses on edge, being able to switch back and forth between fronts and give them different looks?
Yeah, Coach Graham is a great coach. He's very straightforward with what he wants. He's got a lot of confidence, and I feel like that. Where's it passes down to the players. So just having them out there, learning from them has been awesome, and I think the guys have responded really well. So we're just trying to improve and learn every single day.
There's a lot of new players in that defensive line room. Obviously haven't had a lot of time together on the field, but just talk about how that group's coming together, would you please?
Yeah, a lot of new faces, like you said, but it's exciting. Obviously having Chandler on the other side, having Bilal, a bunch of new faces. Andrew Billings, goes on and on. Kyle Pecco. There's a ton of new guys, but everybody's got a great attitude, towards learning. At the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason. We're here to win football games. So regardless who's out there, we got to be on the same page and all be flying to the ball. So we're off to a good start, I think.
Max, bringing in Chandler Jones, how much do you think he helps, or how much has he already helped in turning you into the elite emerging pass rusher that you're already becoming?
Chandler's been incredible, since I got here. He's a great leader. I think he's going into year 11 now. He's got over 100+ sacks. So I'm constantly asking him questions. The cool thing about Chandler is, he's one of the most humble dudes I've met. He's super humble for the things he's done. He asks me stuff all the time, and I'm like, it throws me off because I look at his career, and that's something that I aspire to do. He's been incredible, since day one, and he's definitely somebody I look up to.
You guys have a couple of intensive conversations about UFC. I know you.
Yeah, we talk about the most random things ever. We sit in the locker room before meetings start, 6:30 in the morning, and the conversations go everywhere. So he's a great dude to have in the locker room for sure.
I know we've talked about the 3-4 scheme and what your position is, putting your hand on the ground and rushing a passer, but is there a possibility that might expand a little bit in this scheme?
I'm not sure yet. I come with a positive attitude every day. Coach is going to put me, where they want me to, where they want me to rush, where they want me to, defend the run, and I'm looking forward to help the team in any way I can.
Max, what do you think of the Raiders bringing in Colin Kaepernick for a workout?
Honestly, I don't know much about that. I'm worried about the guys that are here right now. So that's really all I have on that.
You picked the programming for NFL Network the other day.
Yeah.
You put the Broncos game last year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's reasons I think that game was important to a lot of people. But why was it important to you?
Just looking back, it was just I think it was a special game for the whole organization. Obviously there was a lot going on. It was Rich's first game as a head coach. A lot of adversity, and we just responded. So I know defensively we had a fun day out there. So thought I would throw that out there again.
More guys. Appreciate you running programming for us. When you talk about the way that you're used, how important is your feedback in that? When you come in and you have your positive attitude, do you get a chance to get feedback in how you're used and how you go about things?
Yeah, we have a ton of conversations, but at the end of the day, like I told them, I'm here to help the team. So wherever they want me, I'll be ready to do it. So yeah, just learning every single day and just being ready for whatever they throw at me.
Max, for you, what excites you the most about being a father or about becoming a father later this year?
Honestly, I think about it every single day. It fires me up, gets me more motivation. Obviously, having a little girl, I got a big heart, so I know she's gonna be spoiled, and it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure.
The steps that you're taking with your family this year, is that giving you a different perspective on football or reframe football, or just how has that kind of changed your thinking as you continue to mature here?
I try not to think too far in the future, too far in the past. I just, every single day, there's something new I got on my plate. So just trying to maximize my 24 hours and try to improve. Regardless if it's off the field, in the house with my, my dogs, my child, whatever it is, I'm trying to, do my best. And, obviously having a kid on the way, I can't even tell you how excited I am. I know my family is. My mom calls me every day asking, what do you need, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's all good. We're going to be fine. But yeah, it's super exciting. It's nothing but a blessing. And, definitely looking forward to, having her here.
Does Rach have you involved with the wedding planning?
Sorry, what was that?
How much does Rach have you involved in the wedding planning now that you're engaged?
Oh yeah, she sent me 30 different pictures today of some place that we're looking at. So I'm a little bit involved. I don't determine everything, but at the end of the day, I share my 2 cents. I have a few specific things that I'm like, okay, we need this, and you can have fun with the rest. So yeah, we're gonna make it happen. It'll be fun.
Max, you're from Texas. There was obviously a big tragedy this week. Any thoughts on what happened in your home state?
Yeah, it's just, it's sad. Obviously it's a horrible tragedy, especially anything with children. It hits home for everybody. It's unbelievable. Obviously, being from Texas, I know a bunch of families are affected and won't ever be the same again. So, I just want to send out my prayers to every family affected by it, and that's really all I can say about it.
Max, when I covered you at Eastern, you were just a guy that just worked every day. Now you got your new contract, changes your life. Are you able to step back and just appreciate how far you've come, or are you just in the moment and that's not right now?
Yeah, like you said, when I was at Eastern, I was a guy that worked every day, and I feel like that hasn't changed. Obviously, it's amazing. It's a big blessing. It takes a lot of stress off of, not only myself, but my family and a lot of, people around me. But at the end of the day, I have a job to do, and I have a responsibility to, not only the fan base, but the organization, to be the best player I could possibly be and help us get to where we want to go. So, yeah, obviously it's a huge bonus, of playing a game and being taken care of financially. But at the end of the day, I just try to be the best player and best role model I could be.
With the new coaching staff, we talk about different schemes and that sort of thing, but how different is a day here, a meeting, a practice? How different are things?
Every time, when you get new coaches, I've had, I think it's my 3rd D-line coach in 4 years, so there's always changes. In college, it's the same thing. I had 3 different D-line coaches in 4 years, so it's when you're first going into it, you don't really know what to expect. You get a little anxious. You don't know what, your routine's getting thrown off a little bit, but it's just like anything else. You just go in with a positive attitude and, put your best foot forward, stay positive. And for me, if I just put my head down, work, I know I'll be able to get through it and take it, get a positive result out of it. So it's been incredible, obviously learning to practice a little bit different, but at the end of the day, up front, we got to do our job, get home, and be disruptive. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that.
You had to pick one word just to describe your first impressions of Patrick Graham so far. What would that be?
Ooh, that's tough. Put me on the spot. I would just say, one word. I'd say intelligent. He knows the game of football very well, and that's really apparent, and everybody feels that for sure.
Is Dirk going to be the ring bearer?
He might be. The dogs will definitely be present at the wedding. There's no question. They got to be. Get some 3-piece suits on them and have a good time.
You have a cameo will you grab the steel from the DJ and rock the mic at all?
I don't know yet. That might be a more in the moment type of thing, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know what's gonna happen.
Any more wedding questions? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Good to see you.
When I called her,
I had to get those wedding planning questions.
That's it for today, guys.
I think you have a bigger budget.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.